Have you ever walked into a room full of strangers and felt completely invisible? You stand there hoping someone will notice you, include you, say something, but the seconds tick by and the awkwardness only grows. Or maybe you've had those moments where you knew what you wanted to say, but just as you opened your mouth, boom, your mind went blank, and all you could muster was a nervous smile or an awkward nod. Or here's the big one. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to effortlessly win hearts, close deals, make new friends, charm entire rooms, and build connections like it's their superpower? While the rest of us are stuck fumbling with small talk and second-guessing everything we say, if you nodded yes to any of these, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're in the right place. Because in the next 20 minutes, you're about to unlock the secrets that top communicators and influential people use every day. These insights come straight from Leil Lowndes' incredible book, How to Talk to Anyone. And I promise you, this isn't just another summary. This is your real-world, step-by-step social upgrade. So grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's begin this transformation. Mastering first impressions, your gateway to connection. So now that you're here, drink in hand, mind open, let's kick this journey off with one of the biggest, most overlooked truths in all of human interaction. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Yes, we've all heard it before, but here's the thing, we rarely live it. Most of us treat introductions as throwaway moments, when in reality, they're the most critical part of any conversation. Leil Lowndes opens How to Talk to Anyone by shining a spotlight on this often ignored truth. She says that the first 10 seconds, those very first few moments when someone lays eyes on you, can have more impact than everything else you say or do afterward. And the truth is, most people blow it. Without meaning to, we come across as unsure, unconfident, or just forgettable. So what's the fix? Lowndes introduces a deceptively simple yet powerful tool, the flooding smile. It's not about grinning like a game show host. In fact, that can backfire. Instead, it's about pausing for a beat before you smile, then letting a warm, slow smile gently light up your face. That pause makes all the difference. It says, I see you, I like you, I'm present. Now pair that with the second technique, sticky eyes. Keep eye contact just a touch longer than usual, not staring, not intense, but with a calm, grounded gaze. It signals attention, connection, and confidence. If you try just these two things in your next interaction, you'll immediately notice a shift, not just in how others respond, but in how you feel walking into a room. And trust me, this is where the real transformation begins. The art of small talk, becoming a what's it. So now that you know how to make a great first impression, with your warm smile and confident eye contact, what comes next? Small talk. Now I get it. Most people think small talk is boring or awkward. But here's the truth, straight from Leil Lowndes. Small talk isn't pointless. It's powerful. Think of it like this. Small talk is the starter before the real conversation. If you skip it, you might never get to the good stuff. So how do you get better at it? Leil shares a fun tip. Be a what's it. That means wear or carry something interesting, maybe a cool pin, a fun necklace, a bright tie, or even a cool phone case. Why? Because it gives people something to comment on. It makes it easy for them to start a chat with you. It's like giving them a reason to say, hey, that's cool. Where do you get it? And if you're starting the conversation, use the free information method. That just means listen closely to what the other person says and ask about it. If someone says, I just moved here, don't just say nice. Instead, ask, oh cool, what brought you here? Or how do you like it so far? Here's a quick question. When someone talks to you, do you really listen, or are you just waiting to talk? Because real connection starts when you stop trying to sound interesting and start being interested. The silent language, power of body language. Alright, so you've got the smile down. You're holding eye contact like a pro. You're making small talk without sweating. What's next? Your body language. Here's something powerful that Leil Lowndes teaches. People notice your body before they hear your words. Think about that for a second. Before you even say hi, your body has already said a lot. So let's do a quick mental exercise. Next time you walk into a room, maybe a meeting, a party, or even a coffee shop, try this. Act like you belong. Lift your chin. Relax your shoulders. Don't rush. Let your arms hang naturally. Look around the room with calm confidence. You're not trying to be cocky. You're just showing that you feel good about yourself. And that energy is magnetic. Now here's one of Leil's best tricks. The big baby pivot. It means this. When someone joins the conversation, don't just glance at them. Turn your whole body toward them. Like a baby turning its whole little body when mom walks into the room. It sends a strong message. You matter. I'm happy to see you. And combine that with the hello old friend mindset. Treat every new person like someone you've known for years. Let that warm, welcoming feeling shine through your eyes, your smile, your voice. Because people might forget what you said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And if you've made it this far truly, you're doing what most people never do. You're taking control of your social life. The sound of influence. Mastering your voice. Alright, so now you've got your smile working for you, your small talk feels natural, your body language says, I belong. But what about your voice? How you sound when you speak? This is where Leil Lowndes brings in some surprisingly powerful tips. Let's start with something she calls the Hansel and Gretel technique. Think of it like dropping little breadcrumbs during a conversation. Instead of spilling everything at once, you share tiny, interesting pieces, just enough to spark curiosity. So instead of saying, you won't believe the chaos at work today, and launching into a 10-minute story, say this instead, I had the craziest morning. Then pause. That pause, that's the magic. The other person leans in and says, wait, what happened? Boom, you've got them engaged. This technique turns one-way talking into a real, back-and-forth connection. Now here's another gem from Leil. Start getting rid of those filler words, like, and all those nervous habits. And here's the secret. Silence is okay. In fact, silence is powerful. It shows calm, confidence, control. And finally, treat your voice like a musical instrument. Change up your tone. Slow down for dramatic moments. Emphasize the words that matter. Try this. Next time you tell a story, lower your voice a little when you get to the emotional or surprising part. You'll feel people lean in, drawn to your energy, because your voice isn't just sound. It's your presence, your vibe, your power, and used right it makes you unforgettable. Making people feel important. The secret to connection. Let me ask you something powerful. What's the one thing every human being, no matter their age, status, or background, craves deep down? To feel important, to feel seen, heard, valued. And this is one of the most beautiful lessons Leil Lowndes shares in How to Talk to Anyone. She says, little things mean a lot, and honestly, that one line can change your relationships forever. So how do you make people feel important? Start simple. Use their name, often. Not in a robotic way, but naturally, warmly. People love hearing their own name. It makes them feel special. Next, remember the little details. If they told you their dog's name last week, ask how the dog's doing. If they mentioned a big presentation, follow up and ask how it went. That small moment tells them, wow, you remembered. I matter. Also compliment sincerely. Not flattery. Not fake praise. Find something real you admire. Their energy, their patience, their creativity, and say it. And here's a magic trick Leil shares. Echoing. If someone says, I'm working on a new project, you respond with, a new project? That sounds exciting. What's it about? That little echo shows you're listening. It builds connection. And over time it builds trust. Please don't skip this. Because this is how you stop just talking and start making people feel. Social jiu-jitsu. Let them be the star. Okay, this next part is pure genius. Leil Lowndes calls it social jiu-jitsu. And no, you don't need a black belt to use it. But once you learn this, you'll handle conversations like a true master. Here's the idea. Just like in real jiu-jitsu where you use the other person's energy to your advantage in conversations, you do the same. You don't fight for attention. You give it. You let the other person talk more. You ask thoughtful questions. You listen not just to respond, but to truly understand. You nod. You smile. You react with genuine curiosity. In that moment, you become the mirror, the stage, the spotlight. Why does this work so well? Because people love talking about themselves. It feels good. It makes them feel smart, interesting, valued. And guess what? They walk away from the conversation feeling great. And they associate that feeling with you. You didn't even have to say much. You just made them feel seen. Leil puts it beautifully. Let them be the star and they'll never forget you. So next time you're chatting with someone, whether it's a coworker, a friend, or even someone you just met, try this. Ask them a deep question. Then just listen. Be fully present. And here's the twist. The less you talk about yourself, the more people will walk away thinking, wow, what an amazing person. Strange? Maybe. True? Absolutely. Let's be real. Not every conversation is easy or pleasant. Sometimes, people challenge us. They criticize. Or they just drain our energy. Leil Lowndes knows this well, and she offers some smart, simple ways to handle these tough moments with grace. First up, the broken record. When someone is pushy or trying to pressure you, don't get pulled into an argument. Instead, calmly and firmly repeat your position over and over if you have to. Say things like, I understand but I'm not interested. Or, I hear you but I'll pass. Keep your voice steady, calm, and clear. No yelling, no frustration, just quiet confidence. This shows you're in control, and often, the other person will back off. Then there's the killer compliment. Sounds surprising, right? But it works. Find something genuine to appreciate about the difficult person. Maybe it's their dedication. their style, or their sense of humor. Say it sincerely. This simple kindness can catch them off guard. It shifts the energy. It opens space for a better connection. And here's the key. This isn't about being fake or dishonest. It's about being strategic with kindness, using warmth as your superpower. Because sometimes, the best way to win a tough conversation is to not fight at all. The master communicator, tying it all together. So, you've traveled through all these chapters, and you might be wondering, how do you pull it all together? Here's the truth. Great communication isn't just about what you say. It's about how you make people feel. Be warm, be curious, be kind, smile slowly like you mean it. Listen deeply, not just to reply, but to really hear. Make people feel seen, understood, and important. You don't have to be the loudest, the funniest, or the smartest person in the room. You just have to connect. Leil Lowndes' How to Talk to Anyone offers 92 powerful techniques. But here's the best part. Even if you start with just 5 or 10 of them, your social life, your confidence, your relationships, they can all begin to change. If you've made it this far, congratulations, you're already ahead of most people who struggle with social fears. You now hold the tools to never feel invisible or awkward again. But here's the real magic. None of this works unless you practice. So next time you're in a conversation at work, a party, or even just chatting with a stranger, try just one technique. Try one smile, one question, one little pause. Watch how people respond. Feel how you grow. And remember, every great talker started exactly where you are right now. You've got this. If this video helped you even a little, please take a moment to hit that like button. It really helps more people discover this powerful content. And if you're serious about growing your confidence, sharpening your people skills, and building the life you deserve, make sure to subscribe and join this community. Also, if you want to dive deeper into personal growth and success, check out some other book summaries I've already uploaded. Atomic Habits by James Clear for building lasting good habits, and Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki for mastering money and mindset. But here's the most important part. If you want to unlock the full depth of all 92 techniques Leil Lowndes shares in How to Talk to Anyone, grab the book through the link in the description below. I promise, you won't regret it. This is a book you'll return to again and again, a true life tool. Thanks so much for listening today. Stay confident, stay curious, and always remember, you already have everything it takes to be unforgettable. Until next time.